Does being a mother change how you would approach this role maybe versus if you had this role, 5, 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the first place I was attracted to it probably because I find like the role of a mother, in particular a single mother in this instance, the more compelling role for me. I mean, that's sort of more interesting to me. The stakes are exactly the kind of stakes I live in real life, except it's not like quite as funny all the time. But yeah, I mean, definitely I think that I hopefully can take sort of stuff from work and stuff from life and sort of let it all mix around.
And I read recently that you were saying, sometimes those days on Gossip Girl weren't always like the best or the best experience. So how does that change how you approach a set like this, with this comedic cast and the kids? Is it just you approach it differently, or what are lessons you've kind of learned as you've grown up in the industry?
Well, I think maybe the context of that would be what I was saying was not the set, but maybe the experience of like suddenly having like a lot of attention or fame or whatever, people that you don't know suddenly knowing who you are, which can be super weird. And I was like 20, 21 years old. And while that's not, certainly not a child, I do feel like, wow, the difference between 20 and 30 is giant. And so having that, I think ultimately, yes, I do think it maybe wasn't, it isn't necessarily, could be not the healthiest thing. But I think the important thing is like surrounding yourself with people who are true and good. In this instance, I feel like, it's kind of the same thing. Like I feel very surrounded and very lucky to be surrounded by amazing people and people who are, also normal. I mean, a lot of us are parents, and like I said, a lot of the women around me on this show are moms, single moms. Some of them are single, and they kind of get that single part of single parents, and they're like talking about the Tinder landscape, which is always like fascinating to me. But yeah.
Yeah, did you miss out on all of that sort of?
I did
Lucky
in a big
you.
way. Yeah, sure.
The smartphone dating is.
I do like to like see and then be like, ha 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 ha. Or I don't know which way you go, but you do this.
That is the best part. Swiping for your friend is the most fun. Swiping for yourself gets depressing very quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine. I would swipe, and then I've done it for a friend of mine, and she's like, I ended up with so many messages from people that I would never talk to. I was like, but you never know. Maybe that's how, if you step outside the box of like what you think you want.